Alright guys, Gen Z here again. We're going to discuss something that is near and dear to my heart. In today's society, it is really difficult to approach women. And what I mean by that is when a man approaches a woman, there's a lot of concerns. One of those basic concerns is, am I going to go to jail? Is she going to claim harassment? Is she going to claim sexual harassment, right? It's really terrifying. I'll tell you right now, I've been married for about 15 years, and if wasn't married, I don't think that I would hit on girls. It's already hard enough to find a place or a time to talk to women if it, unless you want to take the risk of being online. And it's really scary, even though you talk to women, that she may misinterpret your what you're trying to do. Plus, how do you tell if no is no? How do you tell if yes is actually yes? Is she saying yes because she feels pressured? Is she saying no because she's being facetious and she just wants to play hard to get? There's a lot of misinformation out there. Not only that, guys are just bombarded with what not to do. And what we never tell men is what to do. Right? And that's what my list is going to be about today. Well, actually, what we're going to talk about today is the times and places that you should approach women. Right? We're going to talk about the situations. What is an appropriate situation, inappropriate situation, because you need to compare the two together. Alright, so the first place, the first point that we are going to make today is you need to take a look at the area that you are in. Are you in an area that is relaxed, that is socially acceptable to say hi to? And the way that you're determining that, would you be adverse to somebody coming up to you and saying hi? Right? Would you be adverse to somebody coming up and talk to you? Now, a few places that come to mind, coffee shops, clubs, bars, maybe if you're out dining alone, that wouldn't be a horrible thing to have somebody come up and say hi to you, or at least meet you. Traveling, I'm not saying hit on a girl while you're traveling, but it isn't awkward if somebody's sitting next to you for them to say hi and then you're talking to them. That is perfectly okay. Don't make it overtly obvious that you want to that you're hitting on that individual, but these are places that you can actually approach women, as opposed to in libraries, when they're walking across the street, when they're at a job. Those are not acceptable areas to hit on women. I mean, the job kind of comes, you can hit on women at their job, but you need to look at what she is doing. That comes into our number two deal, is what is she doing at the time? If she's at her job and she is completely bored, right, they're completely bored, I'm like, oh my god, just fuck this day, I just can't even more, oh my god, then she might be open to you having some conversation with her. But if she is an individual and she is rushing and she is trying to get things done and she is trying to keep up with her manager, and that's overtly obvious because you have the same social cues as whether or not you're busy. You can see it on her face, you can see it in her body language, you can see it it is very overtly obvious that she's in a rush. And you need to not be so nervous when you go up to talk to her as to shut out the rest of the world. Have confidence in yourself, alright? That is the number one thing. Have some confidence in yourself when you come up and approach these women, but you also need to be cognizant of what is going on around you. Is it a situation in which you would feel relaxed enough to be approached yourself? And if that be the case, and she seems like she's bored, she's standing there, she's leaning up against something, then it might be okay to go over there and say hi. Now, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. Number three, stop your damn catcalls. Every single place that I'm using as a reference from feminist websites, Huffington Post, Washington Post. Shout out to you, Feminist Info, for putting up with my very specific questions. Stop your catcalls. And I know, guys. I know it's like that one little skinny dude in your group that is the dickhead that does the cat calls, and women like freak out. But if you are that one little skinny dude, and if you can't point out the little skinny dude who's doing the cat calls, it's you, right? It does not make you seem cooler. They think you're pathetic. It does not make you seem better. They think you're stupid. It does not help the way that people see you around you if you're the one motherfucker in the group that is doing cat calls, alright? And it's not going to help you get the girl anyway. And no girl, they've all been trained to just ignore you by society, by feminism, by a bunch of other social tug-of-war things that happen when it comes in our society. Alright? But not to say that you can't say that they look nice. And I don't really subscribe to the whole asking to say hi thing. That's kind of bullshit. I would never expect anybody to come up to me and ask permission to say hi. I think that's not exactly an intelligent position. I mean, that's not a way to approach anybody, is to ask permission to say hi, but what have you. If honestly, if she is asking you to ask permission to say hi, then no. Her on her premise is a no. Just walk away from that individual. She's not worth your time. Alright, number 4. Body language. We want to look at body language when we're approaching a woman. Now, we already talked about catcalls, and I know I said I didn't want to talk about things not to do, but that comes into body language. If you come up and do a catcall, her body language is going to be defensive immediately. Now, how can you tell if an individual is being defensive? They'll cross their arms in front of them. They'll put something between you and them. Can be a counter, can be books, can be a book bag. They will physically put something between you and them because they feel attacked inside of that conversation. You need to pay attention to the subtleties when it comes to that. Is their arms crossed? Are they looking around? Are they texting somebody? Have they put their phone between you and them? If they put their phone between you and them, she is trying to send you one of two signals. Either she's defensive and does not feel comfortable around you, or you are not worth her time. If you're not worth her time, she's not worth your time. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you are not worth her time, she is not worth your time. Never spend time trying to convince a woman that you're worth her time, because she is not worth your time. Move on to the next one. Because even if you win, even if you convince her that, hey, I'm worth your time, she's always going to second guess that. Individual female should be able to square up with you when you say hi and greet you as an individual and as a person. Right? She should be able to give you that kind of respect, and I expect you to give her that kind of respect as an individual and as a person. Don't treat her like you treat other men. That actually came up a lot of times inside of a question. You're going to go to jail. You treat a woman like you treat other men, you're straight up going to go to jail. We all know this. We treat each other horribly, and then got it. And got it. Alright? So, but pay attention to body language. If she's putting something between you and her, if she has her arms crossed, if she's trying to make herself smaller, if she's trying to lower her shoulders and enclose herself, she doesn't feel safe around you. When a female is attracted to you after you say hi, you can notice a couple tells. She will square up her shoulders. She will look you directly in the eye. Right? That's a sign of respect. If she puts her shoulders, that's a sign of tension, sexual tension, or something where she's excited to talk to you. And women who are attracted to men normally will talk in a higher pitch, right? A slightly higher pitch. It's very subtle, but they will talk in a higher pitch while they're talking to you. So these are some of the social cues that you do want to look for. Has she squared up and she's talking to you face to face? Either her chest is pointed towards you, her shoulders are a little bit higher than normally than when she was talking with her friend for a second ago, and is she talking in a higher pitch? Right? These are all cues to you that she is attracted. It's something that women do subconsciously. Men, you have these things that you do subconsciously when you're talking to a woman that you're attracted to. So let me take from that. Alright, and number 5, the biggest piece of advice that I get you is honestly, guys, idiotic lines. Hi is just fine. Go up and say hi. Go up and if you crack a joke, but don't crack a joke about her boobs, don't crack a joke about her legs, don't crack a joke that if somebody came and cracked a joke, I mean, use it on yourself first. Use it on yourself first. If you are taken back and would find it inappropriate for a stranger to crack that joke at you, it's not a good joke to crack. And if she doesn't take to the initial hi or open, or she's trying to ignore you, trust me, there's plenty of women out there, man. There's plenty of women out there. It is 52% female in the United States. You're gonna find a girl. Alright? You're gonna find a girl. Move on. You can move on faster. And really, when it comes to trying to find a mate, whether it be for the night or for your life, right? Whether you're trying to find somebody that you can hang with in the short term or somebody that you can marry, do not get disappointed with every single no. Right? Every single no does not matter. Alright, and this is where I want to leave off today's video. I want you guys to understand what you're looking for. And to sum up, you're looking for, where am I? Am I at the library? A library is no good. But if I'm at a coffee shop, if I'm at a bar, if I'm out at a club, if I'm out in a relaxed situation where everybody is just kind of chilling, it's very calm, right? Nobody's in a rush, then that's a good place to kind of go up and say hi to a female or prospective mate. What is she doing? Is she busy? Is she in a rush? Is she have something between you and her? Then that's probably not a great time. But if she's not, if she's bored, if she's sitting back, if she's kind of lazing about, that might be a good time. You know, that's something where she's not thinking about something else. And then, no catcalls. No catcalls, no drive-bys saying, hey, beautiful! That just makes you look stupid and make me look stupid because I'm a guy, right? Body language. Pay attention to body language. Is there something between you and her? If it was there at the beginning of you two talking, that may be something that's, you know, okay, that's not that big of a deal. But if there's nothing between you and her, and she puts something between you and her, she's not interested. You need to know that right off the bat. If she puts something between you and her, she is not interested. That is a very big key to body language. Plus, you want to look, has she accepted you as an individual, i.e., she has squared up with you, she is now talking to you, her shoulders are slightly higher than they were, and maybe her pitch is slightly higher than the person she was talking to before you, and let go of the lines. Or at least, if the line doesn't work, immediately move on to the next woman. Just because one woman doesn't like that line doesn't mean the next woman won't. And you're playing the law of averages. The more women you talk to, right? Like we said, over 50% of the population side of the United States, guess what? It's women. You know, there's always another one to go and talk to, alright? And play the lot of averages. Just because that one singular female didn't like you doesn't mean the next one won't like you. Don't be attracted to one female and make your whole world about that one girl, alright? So, feminists, if you got to the end of this, and I applaud you for coming to the end of this because I know that it can be difficult to listen to the other side, don't worry, haven't forgot about you. Next week, I will be releasing a new video entitled 5 Things Men Want Feminists to Know. Alright? And I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. If you like what I said, please like the video and give it a share and subscribe. If you didn't, go ahead and downvote. But leave in the comments why you didn't like it. Be specific. Alright? And thank you guys for joining me on another episode of Gen Z.